This program is about war. First, I'm going to do a little poem by Dylan, and that's when I got my glasses on. This is Rufus. Yeah, Rufus, they probably only the ones can hear you that want to. But anyway, for those that didn't hear, he didn't like war. Anyhow, so here we go with God on our side. Oh, my name, it is nothing, and my age it means less. And the country I come from is called the Midwest. I was taught and brought up there, the laws to abide in the country I live in has God on its side. Oh, the history books tell it, they tell it so well. The cavalry's charged and the Indians fell. The cavalry's charged and the Indians died. But the country was young then, with God on its side. Oh, the Spanish-American War had its day, and the Civil War too was soon laid away. And the names of the heroes I was made to memorize, with guns in their hands and God on their side. The First World War, boys, it closed out its fate. The reason for fighting I never got straight, but I learned to accept it and accept it with pride. And you don't count the dead when God's on your side. When the Second World War came to an end, we forgave the Germans and we were friends. Though they murdered 6 millions in the ovens they fried, the Germans now too have God on their side. I've learned to hate the Russians all through my whole life. If another war starts, it's them we must fight. To hate them and fear them, to run and to hide, and accept it all bravely with God on our side. In many a dark hour, I've been thinking about this, that Jesus Christ was betrayed by a kiss. But I can't think for you, you'll have to decide whether Judas Iscariot had God on his side. So now I'm leaving, I'm weary as hell. The confusion I'm feeling ain't no tongue can tell. These words fill my head and fall to the floor. If God's on our side, he'll stop the next war. Really. Well, Bob's pretty good, you know. Of course, we all knew that. Now, we didn't have to fight the Russians, but we've been fighting ever since. We've been to Vietnam. We've been... there's so many places since Vietnam, it's hard to tell. We've watched our soldiers get dragged through the streets in Somalia. Been a lot of bombings and embassies and marine barracks and ships. And also, we've had our embassies overrun and our embassy employees taken captive in Iran. So, you know, nothing has changed except it's not the Russians that we need to fear, it's the nations of Islam. We're at war with Iraq right now, as you all know. But, is war good? No. I'm not really against the war in Iraq. I'm against war, period. War is the atrocity. You know, I am for those men that are in Iraq doing their duty, and I guess you could say for God and country. But you know, when you put God in a situation where there's death involved, you're putting him somewhere he doesn't belong. because God is creator, not a destroyer. It's not Islam that's wrong. It's not Christianity that's wrong. It's not the Hebrews that are wrong. It's religion. Religion is wrong. And Moses is not any better than Hitler. I mean, he taught his people to cross the River Jordan and kill everything that pissed against the wall. Pretty bad. You know, all of those totalitarian mind control freaks that exist all over the world, they're the ones you need to be fearful of. Those that will use any means, including God, to get their way. If you don't believe me, you don't want it my way, then you die. That's their belief. My belief is totally different. I believe that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, those things are true for all men. So, I want to give credit to all of those men who've got it sucked up, surrounded in Iraq by an enemy that doesn't wear a uniform and uses its women against them and its children. I know I fought in one of those type wars myself. It's hard, especially when you don't know whether or not the people want you there or not. But, you know, you can't do anything for fear of your own government throwing you in jail for committing an atrocity. But the atrocity is the war itself, not the actions of soldiers um, who should be given the right to do whatever it takes to protect themselves from danger. Some are going to go back to the old days, but these crusades have been going on forever. Well, at least since the 9th century, maybe even the 8th century. I'm not sure. I'm not a history major. But Rufus here says, look at me. This is the end result of war. A skeleton. Is that what we're trying to do? Is make skeletons? I hope not.